So I decided that today might be a good day to come up here and work on the deck scupper drains. I know a couple of them leak, and I just figured maybe before it gets too cold, get something on there to seal them up. And they're probably not supposed to move like that. But, it's an old boat. Little things like that, one at a time. Now you can see some stuff. I'm not sure what it is. If it's just epoxy that they put around here when they tried to seal them up before. The problem is that it was a real tight fit between this PVC and the deck, and there's no space in between for anything to get, so basically on the surface, and that's it. So I had to take this out and kind of grind back to give a little taper to put a little space in there, which I don't know if you can really see it, but that way the silicone actually has like a groove in there to go down and fill instead of just sitting on top of two flush surfaces. So still need to clean up this one a little bit to see if I can get some of this stuff off of here so it doesn't look so bad. But I think I got this one actually fitting pretty good, nice and even. There's not going to be a ridge to hold the water before it goes down in there. And I've only got 7 to go. Okay, on this one here you can see what I'm talking about. There's just this, it's like the PVC is moved a little bit and just made a teeny bit of a gap underneath it, because this is just kind of sitting up here and it's not between the deck and the PVC. There's no space for it to go, so it's like whatever they poured on here just sat up here on top, and that's it. Of course, let's come over here. And yeah, that one looks even a lot better. So you can see where the stuff that they put in there was leaking, and then they kind of put some thin coat of silicone on it, but if it doesn't have a spot down between the two to kind of, I don't know if you'd say bond them together, but attach to both of them, then your silicone just sits on top like this, and you can just rub your finger across and it'll come right off because it's such a thin layer. And it looks like that one might have been redone. It's not as bad as the two on the other side were. Might be able to just clean this out around here and redo the silicone without having to pull the whole thing out. See what this one is, a little bit here. And then we come to this one, and this one, the deck is here with their stuff, and then this piece of PVC is actually up higher than even this sealant stuff that they put in here, the epoxy or whatever it is. So you got the deck here, then it steps up onto the epoxy, then it steps up even higher onto the PVC to go out. So I'm pretty sure that's leaking in through there. And there we go. It went from something that looked like crap and leaked water to something that looks like crap and doesn't leak water. I guess that's what matters, right? So, who's up for some more fun times? Because guess this is all part of it, right? Just going around scrubbing out a bunch of the compartments, get them as clean as I can, and then I'm probably going to come in and sand them anyways, but least if I can get most of the dirt and crap out of there first, sanding might not be as bad. At least that's what I'm hoping. Well, there we go. It looks better. And I actually washed it good enough to take some of the old paint off. I think it'll look pretty good once I get it sanded and painted. Okay, I'm kind of at the point where I'm thinking that pretty much anything that I do is going to be a big improvement in this compartment. Just, oh, how does it get so nasty? I don't know. Well, I'm not sure how it's going to look on camera, but I can tell you in person, it looks a lot better. I mean, whatever got spilled in the bottom there, managed to remove a bunch of the original paint in a couple of spots. And whatever was spilled, I got cleaned up. So, it's a big improvement to me. It still looks terrible, but it's a cleaner terrible. Once I paint everything, then it'll look fine. Today's fun gets to start with this. I'm running the fuel pump, and I only got a few 5-gallon cans to put it into, but I'm working on emptying this tank. Because when I got down here, there's this part where the concrete is down here, and that fiberglass is pretty much just sitting on it with a little bit of silicone holding it in, and it goes under the fuel tank. And the fuel tank's not really tabbed in very good, and whoever had it out and put it back in before didn't put it in the same spot. It was just one more reason to take it out. But if I'm going to seal that part underneath, I got to move the fuel tank out of the way. So this is the start of it, pumping the fuel out. Well, today's January 3rd. Haven't made a video in a while. Had a little bit of footage that I didn't have enough to do a video. And then we had that cold front come in. Christmas weekend, it was down in the teens around here. And I figured, if I'm going to freeze, might as well do that at home and not here at the boat. And then I got a Christmas present. I got COVID for Christmas. So actually hit a couple days after that. And I finally broke my fever on New Year's Eve. Didn't go out because I still felt like crap, and I still do today. So figure I'd get down here and try to make some kind of video, put something together for all of my fans, all 7 of them. I'm back down here working on pumping this out again. Finally got all the fuel out. Now I just need to take everything off on the top and unhook lines and stuff like that and see if it'll even move. I don't know how good of a job they did of fiberglassing it back down in there, but I'll find out. Well, it's time to see how good they fiberglassed it in. Yeah, it seems like it was done down pretty good. And there we go. Fuel tank is there now instead of there. And now we get to see some more bilge that needs to be cleaned, which is the very first job I started doing when I started working on the boat. And in about 3 years I should have it clean. But after doing a little bit of examination, I You can see the fiberglass right along here. Same thing, this edge along there. That's where it used to be tabbed in. And this tank is not the original tank. Because you can see the old tank used to come clear back to here and go down. This is where they tabbed in the new tank, I guess they would say. We'll pretend that that's some tabbing, and this is, and might as well call that tabbing too, and that. So, yeah, the tank has been replaced. And now I get to do more cleaning. Yes. I'm not sure what the point of this was. It's like they took some fiberglass and made like a, I don't know, would you say like a hollow tube or something that didn't actually do anything and didn't really connect it. I mean, it's not going to blow away in the wind or anything, but it's like it was sitting there. There's nothing was attached to the top of it underneath the fuel tank, and I don't think the fuel tank was even touching it. There's a couple of them that had boards and some of these other boards that were not touching anything, and some little boards with that on it. I don't know. Oops. Well, anyways, the original thing with pulling the fuel tank, back to that, to get some of this out of the way. Okay, originally, you can see this piece of fiberglass that has cuts in it here, and it went back and to here, and it had some silicone that's kind of holding it down and not really. I mean, grabbed a hold a lot of this out. But when I pulled it up, I noticed concrete underneath, or cement, or concrete, whatever we want to call it. So I decided I was going to pull the fuel tank up to get access to this. So if I'm going to seal it off and just fiberglass over, well, I need to get all this out of here and fiberglass this. Same thing on this side. So that led to getting the fuel tank out to find all this other stuff. And then we come down here to this end. Better get that before I leave it in there. But if you come down to this end, now, right back there's the concrete that I took the fiberglass off of. It comes down here, and you can see it's not original, obviously. And it's got goops of silicone down here. And then when you get to this bottom edge here, it's got It's like black duct tape on there. And if you come back up here to the fuel tank, the replacement fuel tank that was put in, it's got black duct tape on it. And you can't see it on this side, but on the other side, every place where they put these boards across the bottom, they came up on the other side of the tank with black duct tape to hold the boards in. So I'm thinking that this whole thing here is something that was done when they went to put the fuel tank in. Like I said, it's not the same size as the original one. So maybe some kind of support to hold the fuel tank up. Maybe that's what this is. Because when I got down here, underneath, it's like there's some concrete and some, maybe that used to be the concrete. And I'm just easily breaking it out of there with a screwdriver. Another thing is, that was nice and solid. Now it doesn't. So I don't know. I guess I'll just go along and peel all this up and see if I can pop this top one off. I mean, give me a better look down inside there. See what's, I mean, it could be that they didn't seal this very good and it has been getting water in there, and then that freeze and thaw thing could have pulverized all the rest of this concrete. But I did find at the Irwin website, did find information that from the factory, this boat is supposed to have lead ingots that are put into the keel and then sealed with fiberglass. And it says nothing anywhere about concrete. So I'm thinking this whole thing here was something they did when they put that fuel tank in. So yeah, this is just like a thin piece of scrapped fiberglass. And the only thing holding it down was that little bead of silicone along the edge. And it's full of concrete. So, still not sure. Do I need to break all this out to get down to fix whatever's going on down underneath it there? Or maybe just fiberglass over all of it and seal it at the bottom down there. I don't know. I'll do some more research, see if I can find any other information about it. So I was sitting here looking at it and I thought, well, you know, screw it. Still got some silicone over here I need to get off. And there's silicone down both sides of this piece of fiberglass. So I said, screw it, I'll just go ahead and pop it out, make it easier to clean all the silicone off of both sides of it. And give me a better look if I'm going to be sealing it up or whatever. And you ready for the good part? I pop this out. And look at, they just crammed like plastic bags. Just filled this in with trash and imported concrete. I mean, here's some of the original fiberglass that came around this way, and I don't know what it went to here. But this is just a great big mess here. Like I said, down here, I don't know what that is. Old, looks like they threw their old rubber gloves in there from doing fiberglass. Rubber gloves, Ziploc bag. Duct tape and a couple little pieces of wood for filler. Huh. Was that part of a book? I don't know. So all of this is up here, and this is where that concrete was just breaking out. Now it's starting to look like I'm probably gonna go ahead and have to take everything out to find out what else is down inside of there. Yep, having a boat is wonderful. Well, kept doing a little bit of more poking and knocking off some of the loose stuff down there, and just messing with it. Then I noticed that this surface right here is pretty much straight and flat, and it wasn't up against the board that they put in there. It's behind, like here you can see this is the layer of concrete that's in front of it. So I started wondering about that. It's like, what? Why is that so straight and smooth? And kept poking and stuff, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It might focus, it might not. Okay. Took the screwdriver right there. Right there. Yeah, this thing won't focus now. It's kind of trying to focus. Whenever you can see that, I jammed my screwdriver in, and that's actually the lead. So, I guess when they had everything tore apart and they put the new fuel tank in, they re-encapsulated the lead. Who knows, maybe it broke loose or something. Yeah, I think they did a kind of crappy job of doing it, as you can see. And having the plastic bags and the gloves and stuff like that in there. So at least now I know, probably just see if I can clean up this corner off here, make it a little bit better corner, maybe figure something out, and then fiberglass and fiberglass. And actually do it right, not just throw a fiberglass board in there and put silicone around it and call it good. I'm actually going to fiberglass across the top and tab it in to the sides, on both sides and on the front, and get everything sealed back up. But I guess the good news is I finally know what's in there. Just for a little while I was thinking about it, and this boat came from New York, So who knows? Maybe there's a dead body under there? No. I guess just lead ingots.